Mimi xin kính chào quý vị khán giả của đài truyền hình VNTV. Kính thưa quý vị, hiện Mimi đang có mặt tại Magic Beauty Team Studio và bên cạnh Mimi là cô Chanelle Nager và cô cũng là người professional makeup artist. Và sau đây trong chương trình thì cô sẽ chia sẻ với quý vị những cái beauty tips làm sao mà để mình làm một về phần trang điểm. Và sau đây Mimi xin mời quý vị cùng VNTV tiếp chuyện với cô Chanelle Nager. Hi Chanelle, thank you for having us here.
Thank you for coming to my studio. I'm so excited to teach you guys my magic makeup tricks today. So we're got our beautiful bride here, and we're gonna show her how to create a smoky look with her beautiful Asian eyes here, how to contour the eye and really create that beautiful crease line for her.
You know, before we go into the makeup, tell us a little bit about the business you guys do as far as the Magic Beauty team.
Well, I own the Magic Cosmetics line, which is exclusively formulated just for my brides. So it's all high definition, which is great for film and photos and all that fun stuff. And then we also have the Magic Beauty team, which is an affiliation of the top makeup artists and hairstylists. And we also have a fashion designer on our team as well. So we offer everything you need for your wedding day or special events to make sure that you're absolutely perfect for your video and your photos.
So what plans do we have for Iselle today?
Well, we're going to create a nice smoky look for her, and we're going to do a nice, beautiful bridal look. So I just want to teach her some really great magical makeup tricks on how to emphasize your eyes, how to create flawless skin for pictures, and we're going to teach her how to pick up her, perfect blush color, and we're going to do a lot of fun, different things today.
Awesome, let's get started.
All right, perfect. Okay, so right now we're doing a little bit of eye cream, and this really helps to make sure that the concealer glides on smoothly onto a nice smooth canvas so that it doesn't, pull or drag onto the skin. And this is our concealer trio here from our Magic makeup line. And with concealer, you do want to go a shade lighter than your natural skin tone because you want to really create more of a highlight and get rid of any darkness underneath the eye. And you never want to forget this little inner corner right in here. This is the #1 spot that most makeup artists forget about. But you can get a lot of darkness in that little area there too. So then you just want to gently take your finger and just stipple the product. And you do want to apply a little bit more concealer than you would normally want to wear, just because when you stipple, you are pulling off product. And we're going to take our magical powder here and just gently sweep it underneath her eye. And this will just keep the concealer in place so it doesn't move around throughout the day. It's beautiful. And go and close your eyes.
So Chanelle, before we go into the Airbrush foundations, a lot of women have different types of skin, oily and dry. Do you have to put any type of moisturizer before you put on the Airbrush?
With the Airbrush, you actually want to apply your moisturizer on top of the Airbrush, so it's actually opposite. So it's pretty interesting because when you're using Airbrush, you don't want to put anything underneath the skin because it causes too much slip. So you want your makeup to last for, Airbrush does last for 16 hours. So if you don't want it to fall off, you don't want anything underneath that would cause it to slip off. So you definitely want a clean, nice, bare face. And what we can do is we're going to use a little bit of foundation, and then we have a little bit of moisturizer we're going to add in with the foundation to give her more of that dewy kind of glowy look.
I think a lot of women are not very familiar with the Airbrush machine yet. Can you show a little bit how to use that machine?
Yeah, definitely. It's really easy, and this is something that you can do at home. What you want to do is you're just going to take a few little drops of the Airbrush foundation. And this is what makes Airbrush so special, is that you only need a few drops to cover the entire face. So you can get amazing coverage without looking cakey. And that's what all the celebrities and brides love about Airbrush. It looks so natural. So we're just going to use about 10 little drops here to cover the entire face.
And not only that, it also saves you makeup from wasting a lot of that you might not need.
Definitely, because you're only using, this little tiny smidge of makeup versus gobs and gobs of conventional makeup that can just make you look like you have a mask on, So our brides are gorgeous. We don't need to put masks on them. We just want to emphasize their beauty and give them that glowing J-Lo skin. Yes, absolutely. So here's how it works. We mixed 2 different colors to give her a customized look. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm just back bubbling to mix the colors together. And I'm just going to have you close your eyes, relax your face for me. And we're going to go in here Now, some of the benefits of Airbrush is that it does last for over 16 hours, and it is perspiration-proof and water-resistant, those little tears of joy you might get on your wedding day. And it is also micropixelated, which means that it's made for film and photos. So micro means small and pixels mean a bunch of little dots, and that's exactly how the camera picks up an image, is through a bunch of little dots. And so you can see, and go ahead and just center your face right over there.
Wow.
So you can kind of see the difference here.
Big difference.
But it still looks like skin. It doesn't look like makeup.
Now, how do you, what is your tip on finding the right color for your skin as in terms of foundations?
Well, with Airbrush, it's really ideal because you can really customize your own shades, as we did for our lovely bride here. So, because, you know, most foundation lines or makeup lines only have, you know, 20 shades to choose from, whereas this airbrush company that I work with right here, which is Nager, they have over 100 different shades to choose from. So you can definitely get that accurate color, which is very important on your wedding day.
Right.
Now, airbrush makeup, one of the main benefits too is that it does give the best coverage without looking cakey. And so if you have age spots, rosacea, acne, even tattoos can all be covered using airbrush makeup.
Chanelle and a lot of women have a lot of problems with as far as like choosing the right blush for them in terms of like what to wear with their color of their shirts, their outfits, or their skin. What's your best tip on that?
Well, blush can be a tricky one for a lot of women. They always come to me and say, what's my perfect blush color? So the easiest way to do it, and some women, they take their cheeks and they try to pinch it as much as they can until it gets red and they can see their, you know, blood kind of surface to the skin. But the easiest way to do it is just by simply taking your finger. I'm just going to take your little hand here and we're just going to flip it around. And what you want to do is you want to actually squeeze your finger and look for the natural blood tone. So either you're going to be more mauve-y or more pinky or more peachy. So for example, we're going to take our Magic Blush palette here and we're going to hold her finger up next to all the colors, and you can see that she's definitely more a peachy. Like this one obviously looks really good on her. You know, that's going to be, you know, not quite enough. So definitely something in the peachy or pinky category would be perfect for our bride. Now there is a big trick between bronzer and blush. So a lot of women get them confused. So I want to definitely point out the difference between bronzer and blush. You do want to apply your bronzer first, and your bronzer should be about 2 finger lengths across your face right here. So you do want it to be a little bit thinner. And what we're doing is we're just creating a little bit of a contour here, because when you do a foundation, sometimes it just makes the face look completely flat. So we want to add dimension back into our face.
Oh, okay, so that's what the bronze is for.
Yes. So we're just adding a little bit of dimension in here. And you can basically take your blush brush, and instead of using the fat side of it, you just use the flat side of it right here. So the thinner side, okay, to apply your bronzer. And then blush can be more like 3 finger widths instead of 2. Okay, so right here would be where your blush is, and right here is your bronzer. Okay, so we just applied the bronzer, so now we're going to go in with the blush. A little peachy color here. It's got a little bit of shimmer in it to give her that nice J-Lo glow on her wedding day.
And what's your trick on when putting blush on?
So as you can see, I'm kind of using a little C stroke here. Okay, so you kind of want to create a little bit of a C, and just smile for me. So you want to find the little apples of your cheeks, and this is where you want your blush to be. So bronzer in the back, blush in the front. Okay. Gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of eyeshadow primer. So go ahead and close your eyes for me. And we're just going to apply this all over the lid, and this will prevent your eyeshadow from creasing and coming off throughout the day.
I think that's a lot of women have that problem, is like maybe the mid of the day they always have that crease, the line crease by their eyes.
Right, yes. So this is a really important part of the process, is definitely priming the eyes and making sure that your shadow lasts all day and all night, and even when you wake up in the morning.
So now let's get on to the eyes. And a lot of Asian women are very fearful of having their smoky eyes. And what's your tips on that?
Well, smoky eyes are really great for Asian eyes because what you want to do is you want to create more definition in the crease because the lid is a little bit flatter. So you really want to put in that contour and that definition to give her eye just a little bit more contour and depth. So we're going to use today my Magic Makeup palette here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with some of the deeper, more medium shades and gradually fade into the lighter colors. Okay. Taking this darker, smokier shade, and what smoky means is basically going from dark to light. Okay, so we're going to go start with our deepest color here and just gradually fan it out into a lighter shade. So now what we're doing is we're taking a nice medium shade and we're just bringing it up into the crease line just to really give that nice soft finish. It's all about blend, blend, blend. Okay, now we're going to be taking this nice neutral shade here and we're just going to gently sweep this into the crease. Now we're just going to create a highlight right below the brow, and this is where typically you want to be the lightest part of the face, is right below that brow.
Now, you know the hardest thing for a lot of women is they don't know how to mix colors when it comes to the eyeshadow. What is your technique or tips on that?
Well, when it comes to picking out colors, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to emphasize your eye color, for instance, she's got beautiful, rich brown eyes, and they're not like a boring brown, it's like this rich, chocolatey brown. So what you want to do is, this palette really was made for women with brown eyes. And I do make different palettes for different eye colors, or you can match it to your outfit as well. So with you, we did the purple on you because you're wearing this beautiful purple ensemble. So with her, we really just want to accentuate her natural features. So using the rich golden browns, even some of the more plummy tones or even purples really can enhance brown eyes as well.
As you know, a lot of women, they don't know how to mix colors when it comes to eyeshadow. What is your technique on that?
Well, when it comes to mixing shadows, there's so many different options. But this palette right here was created to make it very easy for you. So you've got, you know, your smokier shades right here. You can obviously use these for more of your eyeliners or closer to your lash line. Then you've got your medium tones in here, which are great for the crease line. And of course, your lightest shade is great for below the brow and underneath the lash line.
Are there the different steps of using the colors on this palette?
There's many different ways of using this palette. I've just demonstrated one way. But I actually started from the darkest to the lightest, but you can also start from the lightest to the darkest. There's really no rules about makeup, it's more about options, and there's really limitless options when it comes to makeup.
And it's all about being creative as well.
Yes, it's all about being creative and having fun with your makeup palette and trying different things, you know, and not always sticking with the same formula all the time, you know, be open to change. Now this is a little trick to help actually brighten your eye area. If you're experiencing a little bit extra darkness underneath the eyes or you didn't get enough sleep, you can just gently pat a nice bone color right underneath the eye, and that just gives her a little extra brightness. And this will also prevent your concealer from creasing throughout the day because you're just adding an extra layer of powder, which will really help to set everything in.
Now, Chanelle, how do you prevent your eyeliner from smudging?
Great question. A lot of women have this problem where their eyeliner ends up down here or up here at the end of the day, and we really want it to stay right in place. So the trick is you want to avoid wearing anything with a wax based. So your average pencil is going to have a lot of wax in it, and what happens when you put wax on 98-degree skin, it's going to melt like a candle, right? So the most smart thing to do is to use a gel-based formulation. And gel does not tend to melt like a wax-based would, okay? So we're going to use just a little bit of this guy here, and I'm going to apply it with my brush. Now the trick with bottom eyeliners, you really want to get it as close to your lash line as possible.
Now, Chanelle, with the eyebrows, a lot of women, sometimes we don't know how to shape it the right way. Sometimes it can be too short or sometimes it can be too long. What is your technique on that?
Definitely. It's very easy to do at home. What you want to do is you're basically going to define 3 major points in the brow. So what you can do is you can take your little brush here or a pencil, and you want to go towards the tip of the nose right here, right where the nostril begins, and that should be where the brow begins. Anything over here would be considered a unibrow, right? So we'd want to pluck that. And what you want to do next is take the tip of your nose and align it with the edge of your eye, and that's where the edge of the brow should end. So anything over here we would also want to get rid of. Now the third point would be your arch. So this should be always the highest point of the brow, and you can define that by, again, just going right at the center of the nostril and to the center of the pupil, and that will define where the highest point of the brow should be. And from that point on, you can just fill in. She already has a perfect little brow shape going on here, so we're just going to fill in her brows and give her a nice defined arch.
Now, would you recommend women to plug their eyebrows daily or weekly?
Well, probably daily wouldn't be necessary. You do want to upkeep them every few days, just depending on your lifestyle and what your beauty needs are.
Chanelle, you also mentioned that you do also have your private class available for those who wants to kind of get some tips on learning how to do the makeup on their own.
Absolutely, yes. We do offer private makeup classes for those of you that want to come in and really learn how to be your own makeup artist, because not everyone can afford me every day. But it is great to learn, how to be your own makeup artist, because it is an art. And you really have to learn the skills and the tools, to be able to use these tricks every day. But what we do in my private makeup classes, I'll actually do half of your face, and I'll have you duplicate the other steps in the mirror using my techniques. So it's a really, great hands-on way to learn the tools and the techniques you need to be your own makeup artist every day.
Now, your private classes, do you hold it in terms of hourly or weekly, or how does that work?
Well, they are private, so you can book them whenever it's convenient for you. So they're usually one-on-one. I do have smaller classes. You can get, group discounts if you and your girlfriends want to come in and get pampered together. We do small group classes as well. So we do have different options for our clients.
And I see that you have this perfect look for our model today with the skin is so smooth using the airbrush. Tell us about the promotion that you're having with that airbrush.
Well, I am a distributor for the Nager Airbrush, and right now they are having a special where our airbrush kits are actually 50% off. So it's a really great time to get it. Normally they're $400. Right now they're only $199. And plus you also get 2 bonus gifts. So you get a free face tanner, and you also get 4 extra free foundation colors. So that's a special deal that's going on just for the summer only. So you definitely want to take advantage of that.
Tell us about the free face tanner.
So this is the free face tanner that comes with your kit, and what you do with this is you just put it in your gun and it gives you that nice tan glow. So if you're getting ready for the beach or a hot date and you want to tan face, because a lot of us get tan bodies, but we don't always want the person to tan our face as well. So this way, your face and your body both match.
And Chanelle, how do we contact you in case for those who are interested in having your private classes or order the products that you have?
Definitely. You can call me directly. My number here at my studio is 619-795-0626, or you can definitely visit my website as well, which is beautyartist.biz. Again, that's beautyartist.biz, and you can go on there, look at our products, look at our services and our makeup classes, and see all the prices and everything. Also check out our portfolio with all of our beautiful brides, including our fabulous model here today. And yeah, I would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to call or check out the website and we'll get back to you promptly.